On to item number H. Consideration and action on making the revised 2013 five-year short-term work program an official amendment to the comprehensive plan. Resolution 2013-24, resolution to adopt short-term work program update 2014-2019 as an amendment to the comprehensive plan. Whereas the City of Snellville has completed the short-term work program update as part of the 20-year comprehensive plan update. Whereas this document was prepared according to the standards and procedures for local comprehensive planning effective May 1st, 2005, and established by the Georgia Planning Act of 1989, and the required public hearing was held on October 14, 2013. Whereas this document has been approved for incorporation into the City of Snellville's 20-year comprehensive plan by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. Be it therefore resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Snellville, Georgia, do hereby adopt the short-term work program update portion of the 20-year comprehensive plan update as an amendment to the comprehensive plan, adopted this 9th day of December 2013. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2013-24?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. That now brings us to our council reports. Councilman Emanuel.
What I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted is that we had 4 candidates for city manager, and these candidates were selected from the best people available. We selected Mr. Sanders. We felt at the time he was the best. We still feel he's the best. And I think we are fortunate to have his experience, his expertise. He's done what I feel to be an outstanding job. And I want to assure him that he has my full support, and I'm just very grateful that he's here and doing the job he can. I'll let my other comments go.
Councilman Kraus.
Good evening. I would like to welcome Mr. Arrington, and I hope that I will be able to sit down and chat with you one-on-one. Welcome you to the city, and I'm very pleased that we have retained Mr. Sanders as our city manager. I'm very happy with your work, the way you work with the staff, and how you help me understand things when I get a little sidetracked. It'll be a pleasure working with you for the next few years. Thank you. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all next year.
Councilman Howard.
Well, how's everybody? Okay, come on now. Y'all do better than that. Mr. Arrington, thank you. Look forward to some good things. You almost got a clean palette to start on, so you can make your mark, and you're going to have the full support of me for sure. I have to say it. It's the Christmas season. What are we going to do, folks? We're going to shop what? Shop local. There you go. That's what we want to do. We want to support our businesses. It'll be more of a mantra coming up in the next year. We got some pretty good ideas about some things to get our as part of our DDA and our Downtown Development Authority. They're latching on to some of this too. So we got some really good things coming up there. I wanted to take a minute to extend my thanks to everyone in our city that reaches out and helps us when we do our events and when we do the things that we do that our citizens enjoy so much. You know, the reasons that we do what we do is because we have that support, and we couldn't do it without you. And those that are present and those that are not here, they know how much that it just couldn't happen without them. And I got to say that to those of you that are here, I look you in the eyes and say thank you. I appreciate what you do because you give your heart to the city. Lastly but not least, Merry Christmas. Be safe going home.
Councilman Witz.
On Facebook the last couple of months, you've been seeing me, those of you who are friended me on Facebook, that I say that if you're in Snellville, don't do the crime unless you're ready to do the time. And we saw that tonight with our police department getting those 2 awards. And I don't know how many in the room know about this, but maybe you all do. But less than a month ago, we were able to solve a cold case that was 7 years old. Our police department resolved that crime. So even if it takes us 7 years, we're going to get you. And we're going to, as a matter of fact, the staff is working on a commendation for the department and also the officers involved in that action, because that's pretty remarkable. They may do that a lot in New York City or Washington, D.C., but it's not very often that a city of 20,000 people have a police force with that dedication that does a job like that and just doesn't give up. And we're very proud of them, and y'all should be. If you ever go to, Chief, what's the name of that site that shows all the Crime Stoppers, the crime report. You go and you look at that, and you zone out a little bit, and it's like a circle where the city is. All the crime, you see all this crime inside the city. We're not crime-free, no place is, but there's very few. And it's a pleasure to have a police department like that just makes us so proud. So again, if you're in Snellville, get the word out. Don't do the crime unless you're ready to do the time. They will get you. Thank you. And I wish all of you a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and we look forward to having a great 2014. This last month, I can't tell you how much this council's got accomplished. We are doing some great things with the help of staff, with the help of Mr. Sanders. We have got the DDA is on fire. You know, we got a lot of other things going on. The Arts Department, Arts Council just had a great month. They've got a great 2014 plan. It's going to be a great year in Snellville, and I hope you all stick around and be involved. Thank you.
Councilwoman Bender.
Just a quick comment. I'm sure all of you are very tired of this rain, but the good news out of all of it is Johnson Lake is almost full. Yay! I drive by it every day, and the grass is almost all covered, and it's only probably a foot or two below where it should be. So it has been good for something. Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you all have a safe couple of weeks here, a safe holiday, and just a very blessed and peaceful time with your family.
Now for the mayor's report. First, before I get into my report, I have on the agenda executive order. There's some things that in the past it doesn't really have to go on an agenda. It's only the mayor, and so there was no solid record. And so I'm going to start these executive orders. This is the first one, Executive Order 2013-01, appointment of the chair and vice chair of the Urban Redevelopment Agency of the City of Snellville. Georgia Code Section 36-61-18, subsection E, provides that the mayor shall designate a chairman and vice chairman for the City Urban Redevelopment Agency from among the existing commissioners. Therefore, I, Kelly D. Couts, Mayor of the City of Snellville, by the power vested in my office by state law, do hereby designate Commissioner Glenn Kirkland as chairman and Commissioner Dexter Harrison as vice chairman of the Urban Redevelopment Agency for the City of Snellville, effective as of this day. So enter this 9th day of December 2013. And we'll keep that so it will become part of the official record. Then I also wanted to share, some time ago, you may remember I had talked about getting folders made to give to businesses, both existing businesses and potential businesses that come into the city. We had gotten a price quote of about $1,500 to make these folders. Of course, they were going to be embossed with gold print and probably be nicer than this, but myself and Dave Foster have made these, and we've put inside of them a contact information, a map of the City of Snellville, code red information, the WIN application for our police department, a sponsorship form for the Snellville Days Festival, and also an application for STAT. I did get that, so thank you for dropping that off. We've gone out, we've only talked to about 20 businesses so far, but it's my goal to go out and talk to all of the existing businesses and hopefully create a different version of this for potential businesses. This cost maybe a couple dollars to make, some supplies from Office Depot that we paid for out of our own pockets. Pictures. Well, before I get to the pictures, I want to state the city manager situation. You know, you heard in the work session tonight, we were talking about doing city manager evaluations. There was an issue about the evaluation we had, whether we were going to use that or another evaluation. If you're in business, you don't give an employee a raise, a significant raise, a 25% raise, and a 3-year extended contract when you haven't even conducted your first evaluation. So I have no doubt that this was nothing more than the continued political power struggle that has gone on in the city of Snellville, that we all agreed last meeting to end, but apparently peace and goodwill was short-lived here in the city of Snellville. With that, if you'll go to the pictures. This is a picture of Deputy Cooley, who is a resident of the city of Snellville. He's also a deputy with the Juvenile Court of Gwinnett County, and this is the 3rd graduating class of STRAP. You guys have seen Deputy Cooley's come. He's also a pastor. He's come and led our invocation before. Deputy Cooley had a vision to start a mentoring program for the youth in the community, and he has seen this through. He's gone from 2 or 3 graduates to now this group. That's Judge Franzine and Judge Waller, juvenile court judges in the background. So I wanted to share his success. I am so proud of him. He's an ambassador for our community, and so hopefully he can keep this up. They are looking for mentors for this program, so if anyone's interested in mentoring any of these youth. I want to thank the Christmas tree lighting. I want to thank Santa Claus. Him and I had a great time. And I want to thank all of the volunteers. They were here from 4 o'clock until maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock all day. It was a very fluid situation. Kelly McAloon, here's some of the singers that we had. It was fabulous. City Hall, the beautiful decorations. Thank you to staff for decorating the inside of City Hall. This is the choir from Voices of Gwinnett. And then that is Brian Albin, that is a young singer from Snellville Middle School. And then I think there's one more. No? Okay. I want to thank Kelly McAloon. I know she had a whole bunch of different balls to be juggling that day, but you did a great job with all the bumps in the road. And the citizens loved what happened. All of council was there, so thank you for being out there in support of this event. This is a picture of the Boy Scout troop. I meant to play it when they came up to say the pledge, but I forgot. I was able to address them last week. And then finally, I had the honor of being principal for a day as part of the program through the Gwinnett County Chamber of Commerce. I was principal for a day at Snellville Middle School. This is a picture of myself along with the principal and the counselor and one of the peer leaders. This is a picture in the new Career Center at Snellville Middle School. They are starting in middle school now to introduce students to different careers, to allow them to pick a career pathway so that when they get to South Gwinnett High School, and South Gwinnett next year will be a career academy, they'll be able to decide what career academy they want to attend. So this is innovative stuff that's happening here in our city. So often Snellville Middle and South Gwinnett don't get the praise that they deserve, but they are doing great things at our local schools. So I just want to thank them and ask you all to support them in their efforts there. With that, that will conclude my mayor's report. We now have former Mayor Jerry Oberholzer, who signed up for public comments.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jerry Oberholzer, 1855 Penny Stone Way, Snellville, Georgia. I'd like to update you briefly. As you know, I represent the 3rd District, which includes Snellville, in the Citizens Project Selection Committee for the 2013 SPLOST. As you know, thanks to the citizens of Gwinnett County, it passed, and we were reconvened to start looking at projects. We've had 2 meetings, one prior to Thanksgiving, and we had one last week. We're going to have another one on Monday. We basically have so far gone through and approved certain things like unpaved roads, planning for transportation projects, some really mundane stuff, really small dollar things. We were briefed on Thursday about bridges. I'm happy to report most of the bridges that are going to get replaced are in the 3rd District, but throughout in the Decula area. They're really small bridges. There's not a large bridge program. I think there's about $30 million set aside for that. And we also were talking about, on the months to follow, we'll be meeting twice a month, the second and fourth Monday up at GJAC every Monday night at 6 o'clock to look at project lists. We are going to start talking about sidewalks and safety projects. I do want to thank the city manager, Mr. Sanders, for getting with me and us generating a list of projects. I hope you all received that and you're pleased with that work. If there's any other projects you want to include on that list, please let me know. We're going to be working through that, and we are also notified that we're going to be involved with the joint project list that's being generated with the cities. So as they come forward, we'll get a chance to look at that. So just want to let you know, I want to thank you and all the citizens for allowing me to serve you again, but I do like being on the other side of government, on the good side. Right, manager? Thank you very much. Oh, one other thing, there was a comment made about the electrical system out front. That was designed just for convenience. That was never designed for big uses. So if, you know, it was for mainly somebody to plug a coffee pot in. But thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we have Claudette Forbes.
Madam Mayor, councilors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Claudette Forbes, and I live at 2781 London Borough Court right here in Snellville. I have addressed this body on several occasions, and I have done so with poetry. But tonight, I will do so with prose. Tomorrow, South Africa will bury one of the finest leaders this world has ever known. So I would like to reflect on the values of Nelson Mandela and ask you, as city leaders, to take a page from his playbook. President Mandela did not ostracize his political opponents. He did not shun them. He did not destroy their character. Instead, he embraced them, and together they built the rainbow country of South Africa. He was magnanimous in victory. He was a man of great courage who put his country ahead of his personal feelings. Hard work and big hearts are fine characteristics. But if you do not have the courage to extend your reach to all people, then all of our citizens will not be proud. I ask of you as leaders to show courage like Mandela. Show courage to understand that your political opponents are not your personal enemies. Show courage to break the stigma of the clique. Show courage to bring the city of Snellville together and heal the wounds that ail us. Thank you very much, and may you all have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
Thank you, Ms. Forbes. We now, during the public hearing of the mayor and city of, sorry, you didn't sign up.
Well, I believe some people have and have not in past meetings. Are you going to
I'm
change
saying,
the rules? For
no,
tonight?
I just said I didn't see your name. I was apologizing.
My name isn't there,
Right.
but I'll state it for the record. Kurt Schultz, 2027 Tanglewood Drive in Snellville. Mayor and council, those who have attended council meetings for the past years have seen your modus operandi as mayor. You divide the city, you don't unite it. I think we saw that perfectly happening this evening. It's really disgusting with what you are doing. And I want to thank the council members who retained Mr. Sanders. Everyone I have talked to in the city just thinks the world of him. He has worked with all the committees that I know of and is just there whenever you need him. You have made a wise choice, and I believe, you know, he may be underpaid, if anything, compared to what I've heard from other cities. Hey, he's on for 3 more years. And just in closing, something for you to think about, the definition of insanity. doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If the shoe fits, wear it.
With that, during the public hearing of the mayor,
Marilyn Swinney, 1832 Glenwood Lane, Snellville, Georgia. I would just like, on behalf of all the volunteers of the city, to welcome Brian. We are looking forward to working with you, and if you need any help from us, just ask any one of the council members. They know our names and numbers. Okay?
and will be the charm. During the public hearing of the mayor and city council of Snellville, Mayor Couts announced that certain matters should be discussed in a closed session of the meeting and asked council to advise the city with respect to closing the meeting. To discuss pending and or potential litigation, settlement claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions which is exempt from the Open Meetings Act pursuant to OCGA Section 50-14-2, subsection 1. Real estate?
It's real estate and litigation.
To authorize negotiations to purchase, dispose of, or lease property, authorize the ordering of an appraisal related to the acquisition or disposal of real estate, enter into a contract to purchase, dispose of, or lease property subject to approval and a subsequent public vote, or enter into an option to purchase, dispose of, or lease real estate subject to approval and subsequent public vote, which is excluded from the Open Meetings Act pursuant to Section 50-14-3, subsection B1C. Upon a motion of council member, seconded by council member, the meeting was closed with the following council members and mayor present and voting. Mayor Couts, yes. Councilman Bender? Yes. Councilman Emmanuel? Yes. Councilman Howard? Yes. Councilman Kraus? Yes. Councilman Witz? Yes. With that, we will reconvene in the conference room. I don't expect any action coming from this meeting, so you have a good night, have a safe and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.